Hey everyone, welcome back to the Basement Radio Arcade Podcast. I'm your host Enrique, aka the Aries Gamer, and we have a special guest joining us tonight. We have Matt from the NOLAnerdcast. Matt, thank you again for joining us this evening, man. Appreciate and excited to have you on.
No worries. It's great to be here. I actually, this is the night and time we do our own personal show. So we actually moved our show one day over so that I could be on here because you guys are just that awesome.
Well,
cool, man.
Yeah, I really appreciate it.
Very dope.
Thank you. And without further ado, we have our panel. And by the way, we are missing one of our co-hosts, John, Mr. Negative, will not be joining us tonight. Big shout out to John. John, you should be excited. Your Cubs are up 4-0 right now in the World Series, Game 2. So even though they lost last night. But without further ado, our returning co-host panel, we have B Money 101. B Money, what's going on, man?
Not much, man. It's nice to see the Cubs up today. They got whooped on last night, so you know what I mean. It's good to see them bounce back. I knew they would, but other than that, man, I'm good, man. Just ready to talk these games.
I hear you, man. And not to turn this to a sports podcast, but speaking of getting whooped, Golden State got whooped last night.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, so and we have Mr. Eric Jackson broadcasting live from South Florida, who just traveled back in his yacht from San Diego. Eric, man, welcome back, man.
The G5.
Yeah, the G.
Thanks, guys.
We missed you last week, man.
Yes.
Well, no, actually, we didn't go last week.
No,
I missed you.
I missed you guys too.
Yeah,
but I'm glad to be back. Be back home. That was a crazy weekend, but it's all good.
I hear that, man. Well, you know what? Hopefully you got some gaming and maybe you took your Vita with you or something.
I did on the plane, but I was so tired in between meetings and stuff that when I got back to the hotel, I was out.
Yeah, I hear you, man.
Yeah,
I hear you.
I was doing that old man thing where I was like holding it and it just kept falling and hit me in the chest.
Dude, I've done that with my controller before, man.
Yeah.
Falling asleep playing Xbox. I've done that many nights.
Right. Yep.
Many nights. I've got a funny story with The Witcher on that. I woke up and I'm like I guess I hit a spot where I can go further. I was like basically I was on Roach and I was like in a tree.
Yeah, I've done it.
Yeah. But
just running at the wall.
Yeah, exactly. And speaking of The Witcher, we have Sam. Sam, what's going on this evening, man?
Not much. Just got back from camping in Sukkot with my congregation, so I haven't been doing as much gaming as I would have liked, but I've been trying to make up for it ever since I got back, and just 1,000 out of 1,000 inside. Fantastic game. Not going to talk about it, but fantastic game. Oh, and I'd hoped to get Firewatch done as well, because that's another one on my backlog, but haven't gotten to that yet. But
that's Firewatch.
Cool. Matt, you didn't like Firewatch?
No, I said I did like Firewatch.
Oh, you did like it, yeah. Firewatch is a great game. So I played it. Matt's played it. Sam's played it. Eric, B1, have you guys played it?
I started. I haven't got a chance to get back to it yet. So much other games are out, you know what I mean? And, once 2K came out, it was over for most of those games.
Yeah, we know you love for NBA 2K. Yeah. I tell you what, and I've said this a million times on the show, I think indies have really done a great job this console generation. I mean, Sam, I thought Inside to me is one of the best games I've played this year.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. For sure.
That was so good, man.
I can't talk about it, obviously. None of us can, but you just need to go play it if you haven't. That's all there is to it.
Yes, you absolutely should go play it. And Matt, have you played Inside?
Yes, because after you beat the game, you can then join a discussion group to figure out what the hell just happened.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I've had everyone that I've talked to who's played that game. That's like the one thing that I've heard. The recurring thing is you put down the controller and you're just like, what just happened?
Right? But it's so good from start to finish.
It's so many different interpretations. Like everybody has like their own thing.
But to me, that's the brilliance behind the game. It's just everyone has like their own interpretation of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had some weird interpretations of the game that I'm not going to be going into because they're really freaking weird. But Eric and I may have shared those with you.
Is there an explanation for that game that isn't weird? I mean, seriously. Right. And that's honestly one of the things I love. Again, I won't give any details about it. Is no matter what you think is going to happen, you don't predict what happens. I'm sorry, you don't see it coming.
Anyone that says they saw it coming is a liar.
Bingo. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Or they worked on the game.
Yeah. No one saw it coming. I didn't see it coming, for sure. And, actually, I kind of, now that we're talking about it, I kind of want to go back and play the game again and just to see if my experience this time would be any different. If maybe there's some subtle things maybe there might be some things there that I didn't notice before that I might catch this time in a second playthrough. I don't know. I'm going to have to give it a shot, though. But I didn't, well, you said, Sam, you 1,000 the game, basically. You found all the...
went back and got all the collectibles. And what's interesting is, just a random side note, all of the achievements are optional. If you don't find any of the secret areas, you can actually beat the game without earning any achievements.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah.
So it's just, unusual to see, but cool to see a game that actually, makes you work and find your collectibles and everything, rather than just handing the gamer score to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I need to go back and get all the secret collectibles. I didn't do that, but I probably should go back and do that, at some point. But since we're talking about games, why don't we talk about what everyone's playing before we get into the topics tonight? We'll start with our guest tonight, Matt. Matt, what are you playing right now, man?
Oh, man. Okay. What am I not playing? This is that time of year. It's just awful for free time. All right, so right now I'm nearing the home stretch on Rise of the Tomb Raider on PS4. I'm finally diving into that. Loving that one. I'm still working my way through Dragon Quest Builders, Battlefield 1 campaign. Let's see, Dragon's Ball Xenoverse 2 just came out this week, and that is my jam, and I don't care how non-competitive a fighting game that is my jam. I will say again. And then World of Final Fantasy just came out. I've got all the PlayStation VR games that I picked up that I'm still working my way through. It just never stops. And then Titanfall 2 comes out this Friday, and then November kicks off, and for the next 2 months, I'm just down a rabbit hole of video games.
Matt, you are going to be backlogged, my friend.
I don't have a backlog. Anytime I can actually beat a game before moving on to the next one. I mean, I try and beat every game before I move on because I know I'll never come back, even though I say I will. It just doesn't happen. So I strive to beat it, but then I sometimes get all caught up in different directions, and sometimes it just doesn't work out that way.
Yeah. What are your impressions on PlayStation VR so far?
Actually, okay, I haven't played the Vive yet, but I've played the Oculus. And while the PSVR is not as strong, I really enjoy it. I think it has the potential to actually make VR a little more mainstream, just because it has the ease of use to it. And so far, a lot of the games have been really enjoyable. I think my top ones have been Riggs, Thumper, Rez, which I don't count because it's always good, and Keep Talking and No One Explodes. That's a great party game. But overall, I've been very pleased with the purchase. Now we will have to see if the support post-launch is there, because it's very easy for Sony to build up a nice launch library, but next March, are we still going to be playing VR games, or are we just going to be playing games with VR segments in them? And I think that's going to make or break the system in the long run.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think the challenge is delivering that content that isn't just, you can play segments of a game. Like you mentioned, Tomb Raider, playing that right now. That has a segment of the game that allows you to explore the game in VR. So yeah, it hopefully they don't. It's just not just filler between now and whenever maybe next holiday, whatever the case is. But Yeah, I think that's a great point. I think that's going to be the challenge, but we'll see. You haven't picked up Drive Club, have you? For VR?
I played the demo of it, but I haven't picked it up because I by the time I realized they had that price mistake that dropped it to $20, I'd missed out on that. So now I'm just waiting for an actual price drop.
Yeah, I'm always curious about that game because I read that article. I think it was it Games Radar where like the whole office got sick playing that game.
Yeah, which is strange because I get crazy motion sickness to the point where I sometimes have to take Dramamine just to go on a roller coaster or even ride in the backseat of a car. But I didn't feel sick at all playing Drive Club, the demo. But then again, a couple minutes is not the same as sitting down for a couple hours.
That's true. That's true. We we had I was gonna say we had Bella Rise on, but we were in a party chat on Xbox. I think Eric, you were there. She was actually in the Xbox party chat, but playing VR. I don't know how she did that with the headset and everything, but she was playing it, and she said she hadn't experienced any motion sickness, and she was probably playing it for what, like at least maybe an hour. Eric, was that?
Yeah, maybe even longer.
Yeah, because we were running Horde mode, I think, on Gears when she was playing it.
I think VR is just going to be one of those things that's completely subjective to the person. Everyone's experience is going to be different in terms of their reaction to certain games.
Yeah, that's true. I don't, it's interesting. I don't think that I've heard some people say that VR is a fad. I don't look at it as a fad. I think it very well has a place in gaming. I think it's just another way to experience gaming. Another evolution or step.
That's it, man. It could be another experience. I don't know why so many people. Well, I know why people are jumping on hating it, but it's sort of like, if you don't want it, guess what? You don't have to buy it.
No.
But you don't have to be in the way of anyone else trying to enjoy it, or somebody trying something new, or a company trying something different.
Yeah, and I don't see it necessarily replacing traditional gaming. I think people.
No, I think it'll just supplement.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right.
But I've seen people compare it to the Kinect, Virtual Boy. I'm like, it's not really a apples to apples comparison, or those things are one, failed devices, and two, I don't have the potential or created the kind of immersive experiences that VR provides.
Well, while I wouldn't use the comparison in terms of like their success, I think the Kinect is a good analogy, just in the sense that it is a peripheral that is not required to enjoy the system by itself, but just enhances the experience, has its own games, and some games with Kinect features. But I think it's just if the Kinect had continued to be successful, I think it would have been a really good analogy, just because it's an add-on that enhances the experience and exists alongside of it, but is not going to be replacing your regular games anytime soon.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and the same could be said for Kinect too, man. I know there are a lot of people who wanted it just to die, and it was never for me. I was never a big fan of it, but
Eric, you're too tall for
Kinect. I am. No, actually, no. I am. Like, I would need like just a ginormous like room to play it. It could never recognize me like the right way, and I just never used the voice commands. But it never dawned on me to want it to die, or just not for people not to enjoy it. I'm like, hey, to each his own. It's not for me, but if people enjoy it, go enjoy it.
Yeah, that's a great point. So you brought up Titanfall 2, and we were talking about that before we went live. And the campaign mode. I want to touch upon this real quick because I don't know if you guys have read the reviews on Titanfall 2, but it looks like they delivered the goods on the campaign. And
that's what I hear.
Yeah, and it's like, and now I'm thinking to myself, do I have to go buy this game? And Sam, I think you said earlier that majority of the achievements are actually in the campaign and not the multiplayer?
Right. All but 3. And those 3 take like 5 minutes. One's for joining another player's lobby. One is for completing a match. And I don't know what the other one is. I think it's for like getting to rank 5, maybe playing 5 matches, something like that. The point is you can get those like in 10, 15 minutes if you want to. The majority of it is the campaign, which is awesome.
That's interesting. It's interesting considering that the first one's a multiplayer only game. and that now the majority of the achievements are focused on the campaign. So, so Sam, since you were just chatting, what are you playing right now, man?
Well, I was telling you guys, I just 1,000 out of 1,000 inside. I had wanted to get to Firewatch because I've heard great things about it, never played it before. Backlog continues on forevermore.
Yes.
So I'm hoping to get that one done maybe by this weekend, next Sunday, something like that. And beyond that, I'm just playing Gears. Gears. I am in love with Gears. For
what you're
me,
saying is you'll play co-op with me?
yeah, if you need someone, sure.
Yeah, I'm in there too, man, because I want to do the insane playthrough also.
I'm sorry, I was asking Samuel, not Eric.
No.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hone in on the romance.
No, it's okay.
I didn't mean to invite myself.
Let's not make this awkward. No, but seriously, if you want to play Gears, if anyone wants to play Gears, multiplayer, horde, campaign, co-op, I'm up for it. The Coalition has done something really wonderful. They really have. They've handled the franchise with incredible care. They've made sure that it's not too different. Because Judgment, say what you want about Judgment. Judgment tried to do different things for the series. The problem is it tried to do too many different things that were too weird. Gears 4 doesn't do that. There's a couple of smart evolutions that I really like the fact that if two people, are up against cover, you can, if they are standing up, you can yank the other guy over. He's briefly stunned, and you can knife him, shank him down, but they have a chance to interrupt you. Okay, that's a natural evolution of the mantle system. That's pretty much the only mechanical difference, though, from Gears 4 to Gears 3, Horde 3.0. The only real difference is you can place the fortifications anywhere you want instead of pre-selected base points or stuff like that. That's it, because Gears 3 nailed the Horde. So, you hear complaints sometimes about things being too different, and they didn't fall into that trap at all. I don't want to give away anything about the campaign, but there's some great moments for veterans of the series, but the new characters are likable at the same time. They're not shoved in your face. It's a natural transition of, okay, the guns are being handed down from father to son, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I could go on about Gears all day, but I love it.
So I have a question then for you.
Okay.
Who do you think did a better passing on of the franchise than Coalition or 343?
Oh, that's
Coalition.
Coalition.
Coalition. If we're talking about just in one game, like in one fell swoop, Coalition. And
I guess the direct comparison would be Halo 4 to Gears 4.
Gears. It's not even a debate. And I say that as someone who, I love both franchises, but I love Halo more than I love Gears, and Gears 4 is substantially the better game.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, Matt, I think I'm sorry, go ahead, Eric.
No, I wanted to piggyback, on what Sam was saying, like, the way the Coalition treated the characters in the game, like you said, it's not in your face. It feels very natural, very organic, the way they introduce them. Whereas, 343 with Locke, it's like they shoved it down your throat. Like, you're going to like this dude.
Well, but for Halo 5, which is so
right, for
weird,
Halo 5.
The campaign in 4 was great.
Exactly.
I had very few complaints. Yeah, can't talk tonight. I have very few complaints about the campaign in 4. It was the multiplayer that tried to do things a little out of the comfort zone, and then 5 completely flipped the script on that, which is, we were talking about that earlier. It's so weird. Mechanically, I have nothing to complain about in Halo 5. All the different Spartan abilities and all that are cool. That's great stuff. Actually being able to act like a super soldier. And Warzone, I'm not afraid to say, is probably some of the most fun I've had with the multiplayer in years. Okay, that's fantastic. That's awesome. But Halo has always been special as a franchise because it's a franchise where you get an amazing multiplayer package combined with an amazing campaign.
Right.
And I don't know. I don't know what happened because there are moments I individually like in Halo 5's campaign, and I like where they're going per se with the story, and different things, but it was a letdown, honestly, though, by comparison.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I totally agree.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree.
Yeah.
I know we talked about this on the last podcast, and all of us, Matt, agreed that the coalition that has done a better job to date so far with Gears. It's just
Excellent. Good to hear.
And and hopefully 343 is watching. Maybe they step their game up a little bit. But
Right.
not to take anything away from Halo 5. I think like Sam was saying, I will say this: the multiplayer on Halo 5 was tight. It was good. It's some of the best, I think, in the series or the franchise.
Yeah.
The Halo game.
And we talked about this on the podcast before, and Sam and I actually were chatting about this earlier. And I still kind of believe that 343 was so focused on making sure Halo 5 worked from a multiplayer standpoint.
Yes.
That the campaign suffered.
Yes. They were
another Master Chief thing.
Right. Say what you want, but the multiplayer worked.
Oh yeah.
And continues to work. And the frame rate in that game, I think Digital Foundry did an analysis, doesn't drop ever.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the best frame rates, on a console game. But I think they got a little carried away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can't fault them for what they did with multiplayer, but like you said, campaign and multiplayer go hand in hand with Halo, and it just wasn't there. Not the worst campaign ever, but absolutely. But yeah,
Give us
as
4's campaign and 5's multiplayer.
Yeah, if you had matched them two together, that would have been an awesome game. But
that's a great point, Big Money. If you would have put those two together, it would have been the perfect Halo game.
Yeah. But what I'm thrilled about, back on Gears of War 4 is you could definitely tell like they walked a tightrope of introducing newcomers to the series while also not really aggravating or pissing off, old Gears heads. And the feeling that I got from it, especially when I finished the campaign, is I said, Coalition wanted to make sure to deliver just a great experience, but I can't wait to see now that they've had their hands on it. They made a Gears game that felt like a total Gears game. Now I want to see how they separate themselves from what Epic did and make the Coalition stamp on it.
Oh yeah.
I think we may see that in the sequel.
Yeah.
Real quick, guys. This is. I just want to say something real quick. This is such a breath of fresh air, considering some of the shit I heard this weekend. They were actually talking about video games, and I'll just leave it at that.
I know, right?
Are you sure? I can switch that real quick. Go full on Twitter.
Please do not do that.
Don't do that, Matt.
You don't want to talk about the Floppios or the PS Pony or whatever they're called.
I'll talk about it later. I've ranted enough for a while. Let's someone else talk.
Sam, we can talk about secret sauce, man.
I will talk about it, but I need to let my voice rest a moment. Someone else talk for a bit.
Yeah. So, Sam, is that it for you, man? Just Gears, Inside, anything else, man?
No. Oh, well, Skyrim is going to consume my life come Friday.
Oh, don't tell
It
me.
comes for us. It has its tendrils. It's creeping back. I can hear the Dragonborn theme in my head already as I'm sleeping. Just wake up. Who's Radha?
Holy shit, guys! Did you guys see the comparison, the video of Skyrim on the 360 versus the Xbox One?
No.
You guys see that?
Yes, I did. Did anyone not see it?
No, I didn't see it.
You guys have to watch it.
I didn't see it either.
You guys have to watch it. Seriously, it made me think, oh my god, I'm going to go out and buy this game. That's what I thought, because it looks fantastic. Fantastic.
It does.
And actually, maybe we'll get to Bethesda later on the show, because there have been some op-eds about them and their policies on game reviews. So that's it, Sam?
Yeah, that's it.
Cool.
That's it for now.
All right, why don't we go to B Money? B Money, what are you playing right now, man?
I've just been playing 2K.
2K17, that's it. All right, Eric, what are you
Mostly 2K. And then of course Gears. Gears is my favorite shooter right now. So Gears, played a little bit of the Battlefield 1 campaign. Still messing around with Mafia 3. But mostly just 2K, man. You know where I'm at. So
I know, man.
You can find me on 2K.
Matt,
we have the 3 got any better? Any patches, anything?
Well, I know they did send an update. I only got a chance to play it for a little bit after that. So I don't know if they completely fixed the goofy glitches that they had. The last ones that I reported, but Hopefully they have. I mean, because the ones I ran into were pretty damn annoying. So
Right.
Cars driving upside down or something.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're ridiculous.
Yeah. So Matt, we had this running joke with B Money. We were running Destiny for a little bit, and we were running what were we playing? We were playing it wasn't Skirmish. It was I forget what it was.
Yeah,
It was a 3. It was when you would play 3-on-3, and on the Crucible. Yeah, but I forget what it was called on the Crucible. But so we were doing that like I think a couple nights straight, and then 2K17 dropped, and B Money just disappeared. He was gone. We didn't see him.
I mean, that's happened to me before. I was hardcore into Destiny, and then I forgot what game came out, but that day I was like, yeah, sorry, guys. It happens.
I still haven't even completed the new raid on Destiny. I'm mad about that because I went out and I bought the new DLC, and I was into it too. I was grinding, and then they didn't even play the didn't complete the raid yet or try it. So, but anyhow, I'll get back to that eventually. Eric,
Enrique left me in the dust on that one because my light wasn't high enough. He's like, no time for you, scrub. So that's okay though.
We definitely got to get back to it, man, because I spent my $30 and I still haven't played that expansion yet, man. So
Same
you
here,
haven't
man.
even played it yet.
no, man.
Oh man, yeah, we got to get back into it. B Money, we got to do it. We have to make a pack before the end of the year. That will do it. So
I did the first part of Rise of Iron by myself, which took forever because of my light level.
Yeah,
but hey, it was cool.
Yeah. So B Money, is that it, man?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I downloaded the World of Final Fantasy demo. I haven't checked that out yet, but I really want to check that out. It's getting some decent reviews.
Mm-hmm.
And, it'll whet my palate before Final Fantasy 15 comes out. So
I can't wait.
Check that out.
I can't wait for Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah,
I can't wait. All right, who's picking that up day one?
I am.
Yeah, me too. It's a day one buy for me.
Yep.
Yeah. So Eric, what do you play, man?
Let's see. I just finished the Gears of War 4 campaign. Been running around a bit crazy lately because I haven't had a whole lot of time to play a lot, so I was just kind of focused on that. But this time of year, leading up to Halloween, I usually like to jump in and play some Halloween type games. So I'm actually going to go back and rock on Until Dawn for a bit.
Wonderful game.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Haven't played it yet.
So I started it, so I'm going to jump back in that because I know I can pretty much cruise through that one over the next few days.
Eric, I have that game. I haven't played it yet.
Dude,
Play it.
If your wife has any
what?
inclination to play video games, that's a good one to kind of play. You know what I mean, with your
Really?
spouse. 'Cause my wife, she doesn't really like video games, but she saw me playing it and she was like, "Oh, this looks kind of cool. It's not really super difficult or anything like that." So like, she actually played it through the whole way through before I did. So
See, there you go. So yeah, my wife's not a big gamer either, and she's not into horror. Like really, she's like Enrique almost.
Yeah.
I don't do horror. Nope.
But it's not really. It's horror, but it's like it's most campy. It's so campy that it's like funny.
Yeah, it is.
So so my wife actually lost a bet to me. So I told her, I said, the stakes. I can't remember what she told me I had to do if I lost, but I said, hey, you have to play a game of my choosing. And nothing like Peggle, nothing that you like rock on. It has to be something like a little bit in depth. So I might throw her at Until Dawn.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna rock on that. I'm gonna jump back into Outlast.
Oh no, I won't play that. See, that's not why I draw the line.
Play Outlast, but we have a running joke with our show that both me and my co-host cannot handle at all, even mildly scary games. So of course we will play them live on Twitch and take bets on.
That's awesome.
It got this bad when they announced PT that E3, and then they were like, "And the demo's available." That night we downloaded it, and he hid behind the couch and wouldn't look at the screen. So of course now, anytime like Resident Evil 7 in VR or any of these VR horror games or Outlast 2, we will our friends will make us sit down and play them so they can record and laugh at us as I like just completely piss myself. And I don't even have any defense against it. I am just I have no tolerance for it at all. Can't do it.
That's great. And see, and John likes horror games, and he was telling us how much Outlast 2's demo freaked him out. And he was saying, like, there's no way that this game can be done in VR. He said, because people would legit die. Just, like, drop dead playing it.
Yeah,
So,
the way he was describing it,
awesome.
kind of scary.
Dude, the elements that he was describing, cornfield, Satanist, and them, like, hunting you down while, like, reciting the Book of Revelations. That's terrifying in itself.
Yeah, I don't need
You know?
Yeah, I don't need to be walking in a cornfield in a video game hearing the Revelations. You know, that's people whispering that. That's not, no, I don't do that.
Get a flamethrower. Burn the whole thing down.
Like popcorn. Just pop it.
Yeah, it's not for me.
You know, anytime you mention like cornfield at night, that's enough.
Yep.
Shit.
You know.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
yes, I'm gonna try to rock on those. Oh, and also Costume Quest 2. I love the Costume Quest games, especially for Halloween. They're just fun little games that you kind of just sit back and cruise through. Not too taxing, not too anything. So, but yeah,
Right.
so I'll do those because, like you guys said, man, over the next few months, it's just gonna be like nonstop crazy. But I will tell you the game. I tweeted this out earlier. I wasn't big into Watch Dogs, but there's something about Watch Dogs 2 that has me like intrigued. Because
Really?
Yeah, only for
agree.
the fact that but only for the fact that it looks like one of the only games that are coming out during the holiday season that looks like it wants to be something completely different than everything else.
It reminds me a lot of like like when Saints Row first came out,
Mm-hmm.
and then like it wanted to be GTA, and then like
Right.
Mm-hmm.
they figured out that they couldn't really compete with GTA, so they went in like a totally different direction. So
Yeah.
like Saints Row 3 was like something totally different. I feel like this is what they did with Watch Dogs. Like they knew that the open world that they set in Watch Dogs 1 wasn't what people were looking for, so it just went totally left field. And I think it's a lot better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm definitely hyped for it.
My take on it, it's always been, I've been saying this since the first game came out, actually, that Ubisoft seems to have this track record. It's a lot like Assassin's Creed 1. It's a great concept.
Right.
The gameplay itself was very repetitive, and the game it didn't live up to its expectations. But then they got that sequel out, and it just blew everyone away. And I fully expect Watch Dogs 2 to be the Assassin's Creed 2 of that franchise. And it also does not hurt that it is not being held back by last-gen ports.
That's a great point.
All great points, man. Yeah.
That's a great point.
Because while it does have guns and everything else, I just got this vibe from it because it's colorful. It looks like, from what I understand from people doing playthroughs or early, previews, it has a campiness to it.
Yep.
So I'm like, okay. So while we have all these military shooters, which are fine, those all have their place in the holiday. I like that this game is sort of daring to be something completely separate.
I also like that, just like Deus Ex, you can play the entire game of Watch Dogs 2 non-lethally, just using your taser and your nightstick. You don't have to fire a bullet.
Right. Yeah. And I get like somehow like a Sunset Overdrive vibe. Maybe that's just the brightness of it.
Well, that's
I know
a good thing to have.
it won't be as, probably as campy as, Sunset Overdrive, but that's one of my favorite games of the generation. It doesn't get talked about enough in my
Great
opinion.
game. Great game.
But, yeah.
I love that game. Makes me
That
really
game deserved better than what it got. It really did.
No,
Shame on gamers on that one, man.
Sunset Overdrive is one of those games where gamers always complain about sequels and remasters, but then you get this amazing original game, and everyone's like, nah, I'm going to go play Call of Duty and Battlefield 4.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes. Like gamers are like, oh, give us new games, give us new franchises, and then you get them, and it's like,
Yeah, I'm not going to pick that up.
Yeah.
It's like gamers talk a good game, man, and that's why I'm finding it's like so funny with all this talk about the next gen systems. I should say next gen systems, but the
the updated systems.
Yeah, everyone's like so hyped about power. I'm like, what is power going to do as far as new gameplay? Because I'm going to be highly upset if these systems come out. All we're going to get is remasters of the remasters. And 4K.
You know what? I think that's probably what's going to happen.
Yeah, but 4K doesn't mean 4K is like a higher pixel count. It doesn't do anything to make your experience better. The game is still shit. It's just going to be shiny shit.
I said this a long time ago. Give me 1080p, 60 frames a second locked. I'll be happy.
Yeah.
And better graphics, better texture resolution. Give me better lighting. Give me all that. I would be happy.
Give me 1080p 60 or give me death.
Yes.
There you go.
Instead of trying to strive for 4K, they could just as easily use that extra power to just make it run better, have better lighting, grass, like just the atmosphere. They can improve that stuff, make the AI smarter.
Yes.
But everyone acts, and here's the thing: if you don't have a 4K TV, guys, your 4K is going to mean nothing. But if the game runs better, you'll notice that.
Exactly. And how many games have we seen that may not have the fidelity of other games, but were probably some of the best experiences that you had, while other games that look stunning forgot to be a game?
Yep.
You mean The Order?
I wasn't going to throw The Order under there.
or Rise.
But hey, right. Man, speak of a game that I really think deserves another shot, The Order. Because there's something there.
I agree.
Something there.
I agree 100%.
They could have taken the story, the world, which was awesome. Mm-hmm. I think it was a mistake from the get-go not to have that game be co-op when you already had like 4 when you first announced it. Then it could have just been your steampunk Victorian Gears of War.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It has all the elements. It has, like I said, steampunk, Victorian, werewolves, vampires. It's like, how did that game? And it looked gorgeous. That should have been a home run all day.
Yep.
Well, didn't they rush that game out? I mean,
no, they didn't.
No, they didn't. They delayed it.
I thought
that was like Last Guardian status.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like 5.5 years in development, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was supposed to launch alongside the PS4.
That's right. It was. That's right.
They were so focused on it looking gorgeous that they forgot to make a game.
Yep.
And that could happen. Right. And that's what this whole scenario is kind of reminding me of now. Everyone's so consumed in 4K. And I'm like, do you even understand what that really means?
They do not.
Yeah.
No.
See, I don't think they do. I agree with what Matt said. I mean, take that power and give us, smarter AI, bigger worlds, better lighting.
Physics.
Yeah, better physics, better graphics.
Physics puzzles.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's just, it's like, come on, people, don't fall for, it's like, don't fall for just a bump in resolution. That's not the end all be all. But what do I know?
Phenomenal power, and then nothing to play.
Exactly. Yeah. So
what's that going to get you?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
So let's see. So I've been playing Battlefield 1, and that's it. that's honestly,
and it's ball and going home.
Yeah, I haven't had a lot of time to do a lot of gaming lately. I've just been busy with work and family stuff. But Battlefield 1, I've been playing some of the campaign and some of the multiplayer. I got to say, guys, I think this is the best Battlefield game in a long time. I'd like, probably the best since Bad Company. I was a little concerned about the campaign because we had learned early on that we're breaking the campaign into different stories. But you know what? It actually works, and I think it works well because you're in the World War I setting, and I'm gonna try not to give too much away because I don't think everyone here has played the campaign, right?
Yes.
No.
Okay, Sam.
Not yet.
Okay, not yet.
I can't wait to play as a pigeon.
Yes, it plays a pigeon. Yes.
That was my selling point.
Yeah, you do get to play as a pigeon. So I thought, I was a little concerned about the, different protagonists or different characters. different stories, but it works. I mean, it works because you get to touch different parts, different stories, get different viewpoints of the war, and go to different locations. And I think that works very well for the story. And that's all I'll say about the story. But the campaign's great because I liked it. It almost seems like it's not as focused on vehicles as Battlefield 4. I mean, there's vehicles in the game, but it kind of goes back more to focus on just infantry as opposed to jets and all these tanks. I enjoy that in Battlefield 4, but it got a little bit too much at times. Here, there seems to be a nice balance of that, and I like that. And then there's operations, which is actually like a combination of conquest and rush, which is really fucking awesome, which I really like a lot. So, I'm enjoying it. Matt and Tim, I think you guys will like it. I think you guys will like the campaign too.
You know the length of it? Because I'm trying to see if I have time to squeeze it in before games start hitting next week.
I want to say it's like 6 hours, maybe. It's not long. It's not long at all. There's only
for shooters, that's perfect for me. That's like the sweet spot before the shooting gameplay gets a little repetitive.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's got a good story, then I'm invested. I'll play it.
Yeah, and each campaign there's a little bit of variety in terms of combat. Like, you're not always a foot soldier and you're shooting your weapon. I mean, you're in a tank, you're in a plane. There's a little bit of variety to the combat, so it's not all the same. But yeah, I mean I think there's four main campaigns or 4 stories, and yeah, I mean it just works well, and it's short and sweet. That's the part I love about it. So.
Nice.
Yeah, I think you guys will like it.
You're going to have even less time Friday when you're at Best Buy picking up Titanfall 2.
No. You know what? Honestly, I tell you what. I will not pick up. I'm saying this right now. I will not pick up Titanfall 2 only because I need to focus on Battlefield 1 and multiplayer, and I need to focus on Gears multiplayer, particular Horde mode. Because I
need to get back some Horde too.
Yeah, I got to get back on Horde because I haven't got to Wave 50 yet. I keep getting to Wave 20. People keep on quitting on me. Not you guys, but like just randoms. So, yeah, I might pick up Skyrim though.
Don't play Horde with random. You can't do it.
No, you can't. You really can't. So
Sam is wise, man.
Sam is wise.
So are Fridays like the new drop days for games?
It seemed like it.
Yeah, people are going the Nintendo route.
Yeah, they dropped the $100 Ultimate Edition so you can play on Tuesday. and then give you the regular retail release on a Friday. So yeah, which actually, you know what? It's crazy because I picked up Battlefield, the early enlisters edition, right? So that came out last Tuesday. I picked that up.
What's weird about that?
What's
Sorry, I'm just a little aside about Battlefield. Somehow Best Buy messed up my order for that, but in a positive way. I actually got my early enlister one the previous Wednesday.
Wow! Wow!
Yeah, it just came in. And I'm like, oh, I have this game now, and I was paranoid that if I was playing it before it was officially released, I would somehow get either my account banned or my system bricked. So I just didn't even try it. But it was just sitting there, waiting for me to play it.
I don't blame you, man. I'm cautious like that too.
Yeah, Matt, I would have done the same thing, man. I would have waited. You don't want to tempt fate. So
I'm not one of those guys that gets it early. Like, I'm going to stream it.
Yeah, right. But you know what's cool though is that you get those rare achievements by playing some of those games. Those are like early releases, or not early releases, but the the limited editions, whatever, because you get to play them before everyone else. So I thought that was kind of cool. But so, John, let's go to our first topic of the evening. We finally got to see the Nintendo NX, which is actually the Nintendo Switch. And did you guys did everyone here on the panel watch the? I think it was like a 3-minute video.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. So I gotta say, I was actually really impressed by the video and it's funny, Matt, because you mentioned something about Nintendo and their kitty image before we went on live. Like that's kind of the perception.
About me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I was using that as the excuse of how console wars are. That's what any Nintendo announcement is perceived as.
Yes. And this announcement, this video totally bucked that whole idea. I mean,
It was wonderful. Not a single kid or family in the entire trailer.
no.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like young adults. By the way, sitting in, I think the one guy that was playing Zelda was like in this nice like apartment or condo or something. But yeah, it was all like it actually looked like an Xbox or like PlayStation video, and I was surprised. And I was, it's interesting and it showed like younger gamers. I should say younger. I say younger because I'm old. But gamers look like they're in their 20s. Playing the Nintendo, playing it at home, playing it on the move. I think there was like a scene where there's a group of guys outside like playing basketball, and then they bring out like their Nintendo Switch, and then they're playing. Maybe I think it's 2K17. B Money.
Yes, it was 2K17. That's
Was
all
it?
I need to see. Day one, I'm there, man.
B Money's like day one. I can play it. We saw Mario. We saw Zelda. We saw Splatoon. What else did they show?
Mario Kart
Mario Kart, yep.
and Mario.
And the new Mario.
And the new Mario, yep. And
Supposedly.
yep. And then we saw Skyrim. And what else? And then we saw the controls. We saw the Nintendo, the Pro Control, and then we saw how the device kind of changes, how it goes from being a home-based console to a portable console, and how the I forget what the removable sticks are called. They're called the Joy something.
The Joy-Cons.
Joy-Cons, thank you. And so I was excited. I'm like, yeah, this is great. Nintendo's coming around. And there was a part where they show. I think at the end where there was a. It was a split. That's when they were showing Splatoon. It was like esports related. So anyhow, I was like thinking to myself, I'm like, wow, this is like Nintendo just breaking from what people's perception of Nintendo is being kiddie, and they're going after a different target audience. Like even like the marketing logo looked different. It didn't like have a kiddie feel to it. The design of the console, it kind of reminded me of actually, the console kind of reminds me of the Oya a little bit. But yeah, it looked, it didn't look like I hate to use the word kiddie, but sometimes when you think of the Nintendo console, I think of the GameCube. Remember you guys remember the controller of the GameCube?
Yep.
The original one was like purple and. Yeah. So,
other consoles for a while they tend to look like toys. Like they could be like Fisher Price toys or like Play School toys.
I was going to say that, but I didn't want to say that.
Baby first video game.
Yeah. I mean, that's just how they're designed, and it looks like they definitely stepped away from that. With the Switch. So it's a nice change.
No, it is. It definitely is. So, so what was Matt? I'm gonna go to you because you're our guest this evening. For me, and we can get into because obviously I think there's another conversation to be had in terms of its viability in the marketplace. But I know for me, this is probably day one, based on what I saw and how this console for me and would work for me, not just for me, but for my family too. I mean, my 7-year-old saw this and he's like, "Oh my God, I want this!" And we've been holding on getting him a 3DS because we knew this was coming. So, but Matt, I want to go to you since you're our guest tonight. What were your thoughts on the announcement, the reveal of the Switch?
Okay, so if I may go into a mini rant at the end of it.
Absolutely.
Because right off the bat, I was hyped. I don't know if it was just the belated realization that the Wii U just really let me down. Like, it had a lot of really great games, but at the same time, a system cannot thrive with 1 to 2 games a year to its name. So, coming off the Wii U, the Switch kind of blew me away. I really love the concept. It's merging Nintendo's domination of handhelds with just a system that finally can hang with the big boys and run on the same architecture. I feel like we're getting back to the GameCube, PS2, Xbox days where the GameCube might not ever be the best version, but Nintendo fans now can still play other games. Like I would expect Final Fantasy 15 to pop up on it. I would expect Destiny 2 to come out on this, stuff like that. But my big issue comes with everything they've done since the release of that trailer. Because they got me hyped. I haven't been this excited for a Nintendo system in ages. And so what did they do after this 3-minute video got them just this upswell of goodwill and hype? They immediately said, all right, cool, radio silence for the next 2.5 months, guys. We'll see you in 2017. And as a business and marketing person, I'm just trying to wrap my head around how that could possibly be a good idea. Because we're entering the holiday season, and Nintendo should be positioning themselves to give people reasons why they should save their money on the holidays, or ask their parents, say, what do you want for Christmas? I want the Switch when it comes out. Instead, we're going to not going to know anything about launch games or price, and without launch games or price, or even a confirmed release date, retailers can't take pre-orders on it. So
actually, I've got some information on that.
Do you? All right, go down.
Jeff Keighley just tweeted 5 minutes ago that on January 12th, there's going to be a major event announcing the Switch's price point and release date.
Okay, but that's still, like, unfortunately means most of the holiday, well, all of the holiday, there will be no new NX or Switch news to keep the hype going.
I agree. It's a bad fucking idea.
People something to sustain that goodwill. I'm not saying that people will suddenly turn on the system, but with no new information, the only outcome you can have is either interest will stay at where it is or slowly decline, or at worst, with the rumor of the battery life of the handheld portion actually go down and turn against the company. So you're going to have 2.5 straight months of silence, to the point where they can't even confirm if the Skyrim we saw in the trailer is a real game or not. And I just think when people are deciding what to spend their money on with the PlayStation VR out, the Pro coming out, and Scorpio hype, the Switch should be doing more to engage fans and increase their desire to buy it, rather than just coast off a 3-minute video until January.
I have a theory, and you guys tell me what you think. Oh, hi, John, by the way. Nobody fucking greet me or anything.
I'm up in the back door, man.
Yeah,
Wait,
John,
who's John?
you
Out
snuck
here randomly.
So I like it, man.
snuck in like a ninja, man. I was chatting in the live chat, and I hear your voice. I'm like, whoa.
You know me. I like to come through the back door.
Well, John, welcome, man.
Yes, John, welcome.
I can't stick around too long because I'm fucking exhausted. I've been working these 12-hour days for 2 weeks now. Thankfully, that's about to end. But I do have a theory that I wanted to throw at you guys. And this is, I think, both a good thing and a bad thing. The good thing is that I felt that Nintendo's 3-minute video about the Switch did more to sell the console than an hour of that boring-ass PS4 Pro conference.
I agree.
Did for the PS4 Pro. This is how you introduce a console. Having said that, I think that this video was a result of the mass frustration of gamers on the internet and Twitter and forums like NeoGAF saying, "Where the fuck is the NX? We're about to stop caring." And then Nintendo said, "You know, I think we originally weren't going to see shit about it until January 12th." And then in order to kind of placate the fans and say, "Okay, guys, it is a real thing and it's coming," they put together this 3-minute video. I don't understand the logic of waiting this long to. I mean, so it's October now, right? Like, we know what the Switch is, we know what it does mostly, but it's going to be another 3 months until we figure out the price and we don't know price, we don't know launch titles.
Right.
We don't know. I mean, and really, honestly, like aside from a cool 3-minute video, we don't really know a lot about the system still. We don't know what the battery life is. There are rumors that it's not great, which wouldn't surprise me. Is it a console? Is it a handheld? You can't have your cake and eat it too. It has to perform better as one or the other, in my opinion. My guess would be that it probably is meant to be a home console first and a portable system second. What's the deal with backwards compatibility? Will it play? I know that it probably won't play my 3DS cartridges, but will it play downloadable games that I've downloaded from the virtual store? And I feel like waiting this long to tell people about the bells and whistles and the price and the launch date, I feel like it's a huge gamble on Nintendo's part.
That's
really do.
What I think. It's
I really do.
it seems to be an unnecessary gamble at that.
Yeah.
To address Shirzad Khan City in chat, I said NX because back then we thought it was the NX. Now we know it's a Switch, so there you fucking go. I'm in a bad mood. But yeah, I think it's another example of Nintendo being tone deaf. And that has been kind of the norm for them recently, whether it be from dragging gameplay videos off of YouTube to going after YouTubers hardcore. And I thought that to fucking Metroid Federation Force. This is not Metroid. Speaking of that, by the way, Metroid. So there are right now online 0 people playing it, and its trade-in value is $1.
Yep.
Wow.
As it should be.
Whoa.
Yep. They deserve that the whole way.
It is that. It is literally dead to the point where the online, like if you try to get online and find a game playing Metroid Prime Federation Force, you will not find one because nobody's playing it.
Jesus.
It has to be one of the biggest disasters in gaming. But at any rate, it just and I thought this video from Nintendo was the start of them, being Nintendo again. But this is just, I'm just like, what the fuck, guys? Like, what are you doing?
What kills me is that this looked like, for the 3 minutes, it looked like they were finally going to right the ship, and then they immediately turned that around and became classic Nintendo again.
Yeah, and I want them to be classic Nintendo again. I want them to be
classic. That's an insult.
Well, like the Switch was fun. The Switch commercial was fun. It was a fun commercial. It left no illusions as to what Nintendo wants the system to do, unlike the marketing for the Wii U. I find the idea of bringing my Nintendo Switch to a fucking house party, going, "Look what I got, guys!" a little fucking ridiculous.
I think Shirzad in the live chat even said, because there's a scene where they're at the basketball court and then they start playing NBA 2K on the Switch. He's like, who's going to do that? Like, who's going to show up to a
if I show up to a basketball court, I'm like, guys, what's up? Man? You all want to shoot some hoops on my Nintendo Switch?
Yeah.
Like no.
Let's sit in the back of this Uber and play some Switch.
Let's just play basketball. Yeah. I mean, besides, like, if I'm going to the fucking court and I'm bringing my Switch, like, I'm probably in a place. It's like, hey man, y'all want to fucking hit up a Starbucks and go to Best Buy, man? Like, fucking. But like having
John,
said
I just
that,
want to say I hang out at Best Buy a lot on the weekends.
So do I. I like to videotape people going to the store.
I like to watch people buy bundles.
I like to watch people buy console bundles. At Best Buy.
By the way, that's a great way to get insight into what's trending in the industry.
It really is. Yeah, it really is. Sitting outside of Best Buy and watching people buy consoles is that's the anecdotal evidence that the industry is really hungry for. Like, I saw 3 people buy a PlayStation 4 the other day at GameStop, so you know that motherfuckers went in October. but I don't want to derail it, but real quick, Matt, have you let everybody know what the deal is?
No.
Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and do that if you don't mind. And I'm going to announce this tomorrow night on Superform Gamescast, which, of course, goes live every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Boom.
There it is.
All right, guys. See you later. I'm out. That's all I came in here to do.
Your work here is done.
I want to announce that we lost a man on SDGC, and I won't get into the particulars of why because it's not important. But Doc will no longer be on the show, and that's just the way it is. It's unfortunate, but it's just life. Such is life. But we do have a new permanent member of the Superform Gamescast, and it is Matt.
It's
from
me.
NOLAnerdcast.
Nice.
So Matt will be joining us every Thursday night to talk about stupid video game shit. But Matt, welcome to the podcast, man.
Thank you.
Awesome.
That's awesome, man.
Couldn't think of anybody better. Well, we thought of people better, but I felt obligated. So that's fine.
As long as you honor our agreement, that video will remain secret.
That's fine. Don't worry about it, man. It's just as long as the price is right. But yeah, no. So I didn't mean to hijack the conversation, but I wanted to give Matt a shout real quick.
This calls for us all meeting at the bowling alley to play some Switch.
It's my.
Okay.
You motherfuckers want to? You motherfuckers. Hey, let's all meet at a big open field and play some Zelda.
Yeah. Not in the cornfield. I don't do that.
Fucking. But getting back to it, yeah, I don't think this is a good strategy for Nintendo. Because I mean, am I gonna grab a Switch on day one? Probably, yeah. Because I want Nintendo to be fun again. And by the way, Skyrim is totally fucking coming to Nintendo. Come on, I mean, it's
not even
maybe I don't know. It's not confirmed. I'm like, motherfucker, it's. Guys, we're not stupid, okay? Like, Nintendo obviously went to Bethesda. I mean, Nintendo didn't just throw fucking Skyrim on the NX. I mean, they're tone deaf, but I don't think they're that fucking tone deaf. Okay, right. Skyrim is obviously going to come to the NX, and judging by the isometric God rays that I saw in the commercial, it looks like the remastered version. So that's pretty cool.
Which would be awesome to play that on the fly mobile too.
Oh yeah, and that's going to be the big appeal of the NX, dude. Is that like, you know, I can literally take my fucking games anywhere I fucking go. The divide between handheld and console is gone, and that is what I think.
It doesn't rely on Wi-Fi like a Vita.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. It's like people say, oh well, for example, the Vita has crossplay and it's got cross-buy, and I'm like, yeah, but this is different. This is different, you know. This is literally, this is the all-in-one entertainment device, you know. Like, and I know we make fun of that term, but you can. I think it's fascinating, and it's just one more. And plus, like I don't know if you guys have talked about this or not, but unlike the Wii U, like the gamepad, the Switch looks fucking high end.
It does.
It does.
It looks like it is a good looking system. It doesn't look like fucking baby's first Nintendo console or whatever, like the Wii U.
Price.
Yeah, Fisher Price. Like, I picked up Wii U gamepad. I was like, I'm fucking gonna break this damn thing. You know? But I was like, holy shit. But the Switch it's got that matte gray and, you know, black, you know, metallic finish, and yeah, it looks good, man.
Yeah. Well, if you go to the website, you'll see the sampling of their partners. So Bethesda's up there, Capcom, Konami, Sega, Platinum, from Activision, EA, Take-Two, Warner Brothers, Square Enix. So they're saying, I mean, these are the partners that are on board right now. There's some other ones there that I haven't named off, but those are the biggest ones. Atlas is up there, Unity. So did I say Epic already?
No, you didn't.
Yeah,
no, but Ubisoft. They are part of it.
Mm-hmm. But it'll be a good thing too, man. That they don't have to split like resources and development, you know, for two different consoles. You know, they can focus in, you know, on one. So that should be good.
But Eric, my only fear, man, is that once again we find Nintendo behind the literal power curve.
You're right.
Because it's the same thing that happened to the Wii U. It came out and was finally on par, and then immediately PS4 and Xbox One sent it to the back of the pack again.
Mm-hmm.
Now with the Pro and the Scorpio, I mean, the difference is games are still going to be made for the PS4 and Xbox One, or like base models. So unlike the Wii U being left behind it for a whole new generation, games can still be sent to the Switch.
Well, like the thing about the Switch is that it is not. I get the very distinct impression it is not trying to compete with the market share that the PS4 and the Xbox One have. And that is a smart move on Nintendo's part, because there's no muscling into that right now.
I always felt that Nintendo should just position themselves as the also system for people. You have a PS4 and an Xbox One, you should get the Nintendo to complement that.
Yeah, and they've kind of had that position in a lot of ways, but it seems like all of a sudden now, like, gamers are like, well, if it's not as powerful, they don't have third-party support. Well, stop it. None of you guys are going to like leave your ecosystem to support that one. So it could be your also console. So why would you want it to be exactly the same thing as the PS4 and Xbox One? Because that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but The lack of
If
third-party
they all
support.
have the same games, then what's the purpose?
Well, I mean, Fastback in chat made a good point. He says, first of all, he says, I agree, John. That's the best point. But he says, he also says the Switch looks like a change of gaming scenery. I don't need 3 consoles playing the same games all the time.
Right.
Exactly.
Exactly.
If this can supplement my gaming experience with those amazing Nintendo first-party titles. So let's face it, that's what I'm buying the Switch for. I'm buying the Switch for Mario. I mean, dude. I mean, that to me. That looked like a fucking sequel to Mario 64. And,
Didn't it?
It had the fucking hearts in the corner.
Yep.
Mario 64 is one of my favorite all-time games. So I am fucking all over that. And I would be very interested to see the launch software for this title, because if it could launch with like just a sequel to like Mario 128, for lack of a better term, if it could launch with a proper sequel to Mario 64 and Zelda Breath of the Wild, like forget it. This thing's going to fucking fly off shelves.
Yeah, if its launch lineup is Zelda, the new Mario, and then the Switch remasters of, say, Mario Kart 8 and Splatoon.
Or throw a Pokemon game in the mix.
Throw in like Switch compatibility with
And Smash will be there.
Pokemon Sun and Moon, or a Pokemon Stadium compatible with Sun and Moon.
Or what looked very, very suspiciously like a form of Mario Kart Double Dash to me.
Yeah, you saw that, huh?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, with a little King Boo action. This thing could. The ball is totally in Nintendo's court in this one. This thing can either soar and it can sink, and I think we can all probably agree that if it sinks, that this is Nintendo's last chance for hardware. Like, this is it. Like, this has to perform, and if it doesn't perform, I think you can see Nintendo first-party titles go third-party.
Yeah.
And then they
Unfortunately, you're probably right.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I think it just, for me, it's interesting that they're launching this thing in March. I mean, how many people actually go out and buy consoles in March, and they really haven't shown this or had what I would say a proper event or reveal event publicly to show off the Nintendo Switch. I mean, it wasn't at E3. I think a lot of us thought it might be at E3 this past year, or at least the Tokyo Game Show. None of those things happened. Are they going to show up at E3 this year? With the device and have like a proper.
This year.
I mean, it'll be there, but I'm saying is like if they're going to have a proper conference, I guess, a live conference.
Nope. No, they won't. They'll still stick to their game plan.
Direct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to come out in March, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is such a weird thing that they're only going to talk about it in January, and it comes in. That's such a weird.
It's weird, yeah.
Weird thing, man. Because usually now is when they're opening pre-orders and have been talking about it, and like you said, getting people ready, with their dollars and everything else. That's weird.
Yeah, but we also have to remember that traditionally consoles release in the fall. You know what I mean? So that big ramp up doesn't really happen until after E3, a couple months after E3.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So just like when the PS4 and Xbox One released, they had those announcements earlier in the year, but it didn't ramp up until September, October, and then we really start to see everything flush out. So what I mean, they're kind of using the same playbook. It's just different timing.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it's. I'm. This is day one for me, but my other concern too, and I have the other consoles that could supplement, my gaming, but the third party support, is the third party support going to be there? And I wonder if they'll get a lot of maybe remasters. We talked about remasters earlier, and they're by all indications they're getting Skyrim, so maybe that's the focus. Maybe remasters of last gen games that we can play on this device that we could take anywhere with us.
I'll tell you what.
Mentioned.
Just give me my fucking Dead Space remasters, please. You put fucking Dead Space together and you know what? Call it the fucking Dismembered Collection. You're done.
Yes.
That's it.
All 3 games, all the DLCs, all that stuff.
Well, maybe the first
1080p 60. Yeah, they will buy.
But no, dude, I would that Dead Space Remastered will be a fucking day one. Put it on the NX. Oh, and the other thing about the fucking NX, what do you guys think about that Beyond Good and Evil 2 shit?
I think
the rumors of exclusivity.
I mean, yeah, because when they first mentioned that, I know people were kind of saying, that would be stupid, that would be whatever, but that would be crazy. If they got that as
is that rumor still going? I mean, I thought it was.
Yeah, apparently. It's Beyond Good and Evil 2 is happening.
That is happening, yeah. But
I think Beyond Good and Evil 2 will be the Switch's Bayonetta 2. I think they're going to lock it down. That was the rumor a long time ago. I think it's going to be a Switch exclusive.
that would be huge.
And that would be, well, I don't know if it would be huge because
It would be huge
It would definitely
among
attract
like
the audience.
power circles.
it would
But
be huge. Yeah, exactly. It would be huge for certain people like me who love Beyond Good and Evil 2, but it was not a commercial success.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, just like Bayonetta 2. It'll be that game that puts a feather in its cap for hardcore gamers, but it's not going to move the needle mainstream-wise.
Mm-mm.
Sorry, I was just tweeting something out. But yeah. So oh shit, I gotta check the Cubs score.
And Ubisoft kind of owes them one anyway. When they took Rayman off as being an exclusive game and they made it multi-platform, so I could see them kind of throwing this one back at them.
Oh, you said Rayman. I think you said Rain Man. I was like, I don't remember a game. I don't remember a game based on Rain Man, but okay, it'd be a cool point and click kind of adventure, But
That's gonna be Telltale's next game, Rayman.
yeah, there's a quick time event when you dance with your brother.
So I'm surprised there wasn't a Rayman game. Back then, there was like a game for every movie that came out.
There really was. Shit, dude. Back in the fucking Atari days, there were games about gum disease. I mean, it doesn't. Nothing shocks me.
There was one game that killed gaming. That was E.T.
Yeah, but yeah. I think the NX is. I think
The Switch.
It was the Switch. Yeah, sorry. I'm fucking tired.
Yeah, what do you guys think about that name?
I like
You guys
that.
know the name better.
The name's garbage. The Switch.
I like the NX.
I can't fucking stand. I can't stand the Switch name. I'm just like no. But yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. But I feel like there's going to be no middle ground here. It's either going to soar or it's going to crash and fucking burn.
I think it's going to be the console that kind of comes out of nowhere. I think it's not really going to have a lot of hype behind it, and I think once it gets out in the wild, people are going to feel like they need it.
I don't know though. It's going to be overshadowed. I don't know.
Because I mean, what is it really
It's an uphill
overshadowed
battle
by?
between the Pro and Scorpio.
I mean, it's not targeting that audience though.
I know, but
That's the thing. It's not targeting that audience. You gotta think when the Xbox One and the PS4 first launched, you had your hardcore gamers go out and support it, and then the casuals came and followed suit. You know what I mean? So I think it's going to be the same way for the Pro and the Scorpio. I think you'll see a big surge for the Pro when it first releases, and then it'll kind of taper off. And I think you'll see the same thing with the Scorpio. You know what I mean? Those devices aren't giving you brand new games. They're just giving you a brand new coat of paint. You know what I mean? So they're not going to sell another 40 million, another 30 million for Xbox One. You know what I mean? So you'll get another 5 million, 6 million out of it or whatever, and then it'll taper off.
yeah.
Not according to the fanboys, be money.
Well, of course, man.
What we need to do is
By then.
we all need to go to our local Best Buy when this thing launches
Watch that shit.
to watch it. And we all we can put this on a big fucking spreadsheet.
Keep an eye out.
We can forecast it.
Yeah, the Switch is going to be like PSVR. It's going to bomb.
Well, VR is a fad.
I'll tell you what though, dude. Apparently, you guys saw about the thing about the PSVR sales from GameStop executive, right?
And I didn't hear about that. No.
Yeah. So, and I've got the quote right here, actually, because I tweeted it out a little earlier. But so it says here, this is from a GameStop executive about PSVR sales. PSVR is off to a great start at GameStop, having already exceeded our early expectations due to the popularity of the system with our customers and greater than anticipated demand. We have received additional units for the holiday. So, that's cool. Now, having said that, we don't know. Like, Sony's sales projections were 2 million by the end of the year. That's kind of lofty, in my opinion. I'm not sure they'll hit 2 million, but I don't think it's I don't think it's going to be a flop either.
No, I don't think it's going to be a flop either.
I'm going to get one at some point. I mean, it's not something I need right now or even anytime soon, but I will eventually get one. Maybe in time for Resident Evil 7. But then again, well, that's the other thing is I don't know if that's something I want to play on VR. But the Pro, a couple weeks.
Are you getting it?
Oh, day one, dude.
Nice.
I got that fucking 4K HDR television, dude. I'm ready to roll.
Oh, you did? You got the TV?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, check it out.
What?
Ready to roll, baby.
Oh shit! There it is.
Oh man, I'm ready to go. I'm on the cutting edge, man.
You're ready to go. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, but I'm gonna unbox that motherfucker and do an unboxing video, and I'm going to I'm actually taking the day off, so I'm going to do my unboxing video, and going to do some live streaming of the games now. I'm kind of give my impressions of it. Dude, I'm fucking stoked, man.
That's awesome, man.
I always get excited when new hardware launches, and I'll get excited when the Switch launches, and I'll get excited when the Scorpio launches, and I'll probably own all these systems. Yeah.
Oh, is that Final Fantasy VII on your shelf behind you?
The fuck? Oh yeah, yes, it is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, dude. Yeah, it's one of my. That's old school right there, baby.
Yeah, that is awesome, man.
I'm sorry. I thought you were a real gamer, John. What happened to your Black Label Final Fantasy VII disc?
I don't know, man. Maybe it's your mom's house.
It's, huh? Wagon.
You know what's fucked up though is like I almost fucked up and said maybe it's your dad's. Oh shit! Wait, no, I didn't mean that. Never mind. No, dude. If you guys saw my fucking, I guess my nerd shelves over here, man.
I think we've seen this before, no?
Sweet.
Yeah,
It's nice.
Dude, I have that
Mega Man shit.
figure
I
too.
saw the Mega
I
Man.
love that thing.
What's that?
I have that transistor figurine.
Oh, I love it. There's not many of them too, dude. We're like kindred spirits.
That's
I have
awesome.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There I go again, honing in on the bromance.
Oh, and don't forget. The day after the Pro comes out is Dishonored 2.
Oh yeah.
Can't
More
wait.
games.
Oh, yeah.
November 11th, baby.
I don't know what the fuck I'm
Yes.
supposed to do because and I was talking about this in the SDGC group DM on Twitter. Is like, I want fucking Skyrim. Like my plan was to buy Skyrim and say I'm taking Friday off, right? Because I'm like there's no world that exists where I'm not playing Skyrim all day on Friday, right? But here's the thing: I've been watching fucking videos of Titanfall 2, and I'm like, oh shit, that looks really good. And I'm
Dude,
like,
the campaign I heard is insane. I heard it's
and I'm
good.
like, fuck, what do I do? And I know Matt says, well, buy both.
Buy
and
both.
play Titanfall 2 first because the campaign is shorter. But it's like, I'm trying to budget myself right now. So it's like, fuck, do I get Skyrim or Titanfall 2? And it's like, shit. I don't know what to do, man. I mean, just in fucking November alone, I've got too many fucking games. Like right now I'm playing Yomawari, I can never pronounce the game. Night Alone for Vita. It's actually a review copy. It's our second review code.
Oh, nice.
But I'm playing that for review. My review should be out tomorrow. I fucking love it. But I've got that. I picked up Modern Warfare Remastered. I played through like the first 3 missions, and then I got Yomawari to play because I wanted to get the review out on that. And then I got fucking Titanfall 2 and Skyrim on Friday, and then fucking next week. Fucking Infinite Warfare comes out, and I'm still trying to get my Battlefield 1 multiplayer on, and then you've got fucking Dishonored 2 and the PS4 Pro coming out the next week, and then Final Fantasy 15, and I'm like, god damn.
Oh, I forgot about Dishonored 2.
There's no game to play.
Yeah, right.
I mean, life fucking stops. Yeah, the PS4 is no games, but life stops. Life stops when Final Fantasy 15 comes out, which I think is going to come in at a 90 plus Metacritic.
Ooh,
Think so? That high?
Yep.
that's high.
I know a few people who have actually played the game and have about 15 hours on the game.
Yeah.
All right.
And if you were a doubter, now is the time to stop doubting.
I agree. I've heard the same things.
And Tabata has. I got a question in chat. I'll answer in just a minute. Tabata has absolutely turned the fucking ship around on that game. It looks good. It plays good. And the quotes I've been told, the phrase that I've heard used is Tabata has made after years and years and years and years and years, Tabata has made Final Fantasy relevant again.
Wow.
So I think, honestly, and there's a lot of negativity on Twitter, people saying, oh, I don't expect much. I think everybody's in for a really pleasant surprise.
All right, we'll see. It's around the corner.
Yep. And I can't fucking wait.
I can't wait.
I can't fucking wait. And then, of course, the week after that, you got Gravity Rush 2, and I'm like, fuck. can you, like?
I thought that was January.
No, that got pushed back to January.
Oh no, not Gravity Rush 2. The Last
Guardian.
The Last
Yeah.
Guardian.
Yeah, which I think that one's going to go either way.
But you know what's really crazy is knowing that as huge as this October and November is for us, next January, February, and March is just as stacked with AAA games.
Yeah,
Resident Evil
Persona
7.
5.
Persona 5, Resident Evil
Horizon.
Horizon.
Horizon, Persona, For Honor. But For Honor and Persona hitting on the same day.
Halo Wars 2.
Halo Wars 2, Gravity Rush, Resident Evil 7.
Horizon is another one of those games, by the way, that I know people who've got hands-on time with it, and if it pans out the way I think it will, I think Guerrilla is on the. I think that is going to be Sony's next major Uncharted.
I agree, and you know why, John? Because I have heard from a lot of people it plays a lot like The Witcher. So I know you're going to love it.
Get the fuck out of here.
No, I'm actually only half joking. A lot of CD Projekt Red's people are actually working on the storyboard.
They're working on the story. Yeah, they're working on the story.
Yeah.
I have heard the combat described as. And I thought this was really interesting. I have heard the traversal as being very similar to something like, say, Shadow Mordor. And I've heard the combat be compared to a cross between Tomb Raider and Enslaved: Odyssey to the West, if you've ever played that.
Oh, love that game.
That's a good game.
A forgotten gem that did not get the sales or the attention it deserved. But I think Guerrilla is on the cusp of something really special as long as everything comes together. I think that's going to be Sony's next big IP. On the Microsoft side, there's a lot to be excited about next year as well. You got the Scorpio coming. I'm very interested in Scalebound because I'm a huge fan of Kamiya. And of course,
has Kamiya blocked you yet?
No, not yet. I'm working on it though.
He blocks Phil every week.
He'll block me eventually. I have heard. And of course, I won't be able to say this. So it's people saying pony.
John, we all know you're pony, man.
I'm a pony. But I have heard troubling things about Crackdown's development.
I think it's getting pushed back.
Mostly focused on the multiplayer side. Microsoft is having trouble implementing the cloud the way they want. In the multiplayer, because they want everything to be destructible, right? Like everybody knows that. Every room in the map, every piece of furniture, they want it all. And I've heard that is just not panning out the way they want. I'm not saying the game's in trouble. I don't think it's in trouble, but Microsoft is having a hard time bringing everything together as was originally planned. So I don't think you're going to see. And I don't think it's going to be a Scorpio launch title either. I don't think you're seeing that game until 2018. To be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah.
What about Scalebound?
I think Scalebound might be a Scorpio launch title.
Yeah,
I agree. Because Microsoft has several
Makes sense.
high-profile games coming out next year, and another one that just got delayed to next year. Not even on the AAA side, but one of my most anticipated games is Cuphead.
Yeah.
Cuphead.
Yeah, that was supposed to launch in December.
Yep.
It was supposed to launch like a year ago, but
but this delay is good for the game because it was originally just a boss rush game, and now it's
right. And now they're making an actual platformer.
Mm-hmm.
Another one that I'm looking forward to finally coming out is Below, the game that was first shown off at the Xbox reveal press conference. Still not with a release date, but I want it.
I have a question. Like we just mentioned Enslaved, Ninja Theory game. Where's Hellblade?
It's coming. I talk to them every day on Twitter, man. It's coming.
Oh yeah, awesome! Because that's like one of my most anticipated.
Yep.
Also, you know what other game I think is going to be coming out really soon? Do you remember that Suda 51 game they showed at E3 that one year, Let It Die?
Yeah.
And his games are fucking weird.
They haven't like shown anything for a while, but it's been popping up at conferences. It was at San Diego. It was at PAX. It was at E3. So they might not be having like huge announcements about it, but I think that's going to be an action game that comes out and surprises a lot of people.
I just want to know, where is my Wolfenstein sequel?
Yeah,
Where-
that's another good question.
I know it's happening, but where the fuck is it? Where's my Shadow of Mordor sequel? Because you know that's happening.
Yeah.
Where is my?
Hey,
This is
Nier's
this.
looking good.
What's that? Nier is looking fucking awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man.
This is I mean, where's my Evil Within sequel?
I have a
and
question for everybody.
What's up, man?
And feel free to have everyone answer this. Now that we know that it is happening this year, what do you expect to be shown at PSX?
Nothing.
Jesus.
Some bullshit.
You don't think we'll get a
of
teaser for
vaporware.
Last of Us 2?
No. I mean, it would be nice if we did, but last year, Gabe and I on Superperforming Gamescast, which goes live every Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time. We were streaming PSX, and like you couldn't see me on camera, but this was me the whole time.
I don't know. I thought it was good.
I was like, oh, dude, I thought it was so fucking.
First PX was good, man. The second one, I was like,
Oh, the first one was great because
The first one was
you
great.
had the Uncharted thing going on, right?
Right.
And then, but the next one, of course, you had that fucking Final Fantasy VII troll, which was just legendary.
That was hilarious.
That was legendary.
PSX last year gave us the Nino Kuni 2 reveal, so
That's true. That's true. I will give it
all the
that.
dick, John, because the answer was that alone made it great.
Well, I don't know if it made it great, but
I think we may see something from Sucker Punch at PSX.
oh god, I would love to
Have
see.
you heard something, B-Money?
I'm not going to confirm or deny, but I'm going to
Oops.
say
Breaking
may see
news on Brap.
B-Money's dropping nuggets on Brap right now.
at PSX from Sucker Punch.
hey, I'm all for that.
Yeah,
But so
What
you
year?
guys think there'll be a Nino Kuni remaster before 2?
I'd love it. I'd love the Nino Kuni remaster. I don't think there will be.
I would love
but I'd love it.
Without saying anything,
Mhm.
I would say that
Whoa, hold on. You say without saying anything, you're going to say something. Matt, it's telepathic. I was not aware.
Telepathic.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Nino Kuni remaster.
Really?
Leading up to the launch and hype, much like Gravity Rush's situation.
Uh,
I came to Brap for the conversation, and I'm staying for the Nuggets.
Dude, they are nuggets being
There's
dropped
Nuggets
tonight.
being dropped left and right here.
Yeah.
delicious nuggets.
I'll drop you guys a
I love the
nugget
Nino
right
Kuni
now. I got a
remaster,
spoiler.
man.
I got a spoiler for you guys. I'm not wearing any pants right now.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah.
I thought some Nuggets dropping.
First of all, you're in your home. Why would you?
Walk right into that one.
I'm just saying, I got to stand up and stretch my back.
Oh. All right. Hey, speaking of games, let's move on to our next topic of the evening. Red Dead Redemption 2. We finally got a little nugget, a little teaser.
You talking about the prequel?
So is it a prequel?
Yep.
It is. For
Yes,
sure.
yeah.
It would
It
have
has to be.
If you look at the if you look at the characters on the poster, you can see Bill Williamson and Javier Escuela, and that's Dutch Vanderland in the middle. It's prequel.
Plus, thematically, it would have to be a prequel. I mean, a big theme, in Red Dead Redemption is, that the Wild West is dying. Wouldn't make sense to have the game set after that.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I can actually hold on while you guys are talking. I'm going to pull up a picture that proves, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that it is in fact a prequel.
Yeah, I gotta say, I was impressed by the teaser. I was hyped.
Dude, I actually saw the teaser during basketball, which is usually you don't see that for a game that's a year away. To show the teaser.
People were disappointed. I'm like, what the fuck were you expecting?
Why were people? I mean, I heard some people say, well, with GTA 5 they showed more. I'm like, yeah, okay, but
Okay. Here we go, guys. I got something for you. So, if you take a look here, you can see very clearly John Marston, Dutch Vanderland, and Bill Williamson from the first game. And if that doesn't convince you, I don't know what will.
Oh yeah,
Especially old Bill Williamson there.
yeah, yep.
Oh, yeah, it's them.
It's them.
them.
It's a prequel. And it looks. And if I were a betting man, you're either going to control another member of the gang, or the game is about John Marston trying to escape from Dutch Vanderland's game. Because you'll notice in the trailer there is a I think that is John Marston standing there in the front of the fire at the end, and it's because the hat is the same, and there's a voice telling him that he's got to get out or he's got to get away. And I think that is somebody telling him he's got to get out of that life. That's what I think is happening.
Interesting.
But I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I'm a fucking asshole and I'm completely wrong. But
No, it's
True. They're not mutually exclusive.
that's true. No, I am a fucking asshole, but I probably am not wrong about this.
Yeah.
So, which is why they're calling it Red Dead Redemption 2 and not like Red Dead Redemption or Red Dead Retaliation or Red Dead
Revenge or something.
Revenge or Metal Gear Red Dead Rising Revengeance. You know, like it's
What?
that's why they're calling it.
The word revengeance.
That's not even a fucking word, too. I'm like,
It is now a word.
That made.
It is a word now.
Yeah, it is now.
Kojima's the best at making up words. I remember when he was all about that Vita transfarring.
Yeah. My favorite word is uncompressed pixels.
That is.
That does actually
Battlefield's Revolution.
technically mean something.
Well, it also, but it's also technically bullshit. So it just like 8.4, just like 8.4 teraflops is bullshit. We all know it's bullshit.
Oh dear,
they're all buzzwords.
I remember the days of blast processing and bump mapping. Those
Blast processing.
That was Sega.
That's what happens whenever I eat too much chili. Get some blast processing going on.
Oh, gee. All right, so I'm assuming everyone's hyped for Red Dead. I thought the teaser looked fucking great, and I'm excited because they're not going to be held back by last generation consoles because that's what happened with GTA 5. Well, they did a nice job with the remaster GTA 5, but
I'll tell you this much: if I was any game releasing next holiday, I would be scrambling to find out when fucking Red Dead Redemption 2 launches and get my fucking self as far away from that date as possible.
John, how much you want to bet that's the best selling? That's the best selling game next year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
not even a question.
That's not even yeah.
I gotta be honest, man. I haven't been able to sleep worrying about the marketing rights.
yeah, me too, dude.
Shit's keeping me up at night.
Oh lord.
I've been beside myself. I've been drinking myself into a soup every night, mixing aspirin and alcohol.
Yeah.
trying to deal
Don,
with it.
I heard you were excited.
I really am, man, because the home team got the marketing rights, and I was actually writing the president of Rockstar, and I said, look, if you don't get the fucking marketing rights to Red Dead Redemption 2, I'm gonna kill everybody in your office and put a bullet in my brain because
Jesus.
I don't know if I can live knowing that fucking shitbox done got the marketing rights for Red Dead Redemption 2. Like the whole fucking thing is so stupid. Like Sony fanboys saying, "Yeah, we get the marketing rights," and Xbox fans going, "No, the game's gonna suck." So I mean, it's all garbage.
It's like who cares?
It's all fucking garbage. It's the same shit as the fucking Titanfall 2 green disc bullshit. It's
so funny. It's so funny how aggravated people are this week that Titanfall 2 actually the reviews are pretty good.
I know,
Wait,
right?
fucking
They want the game to
phenomenal.
be
That's
horrible.
phenomenal.
Yeah,
But people should be happy it's getting
No
fucking
way.
good reviews.
so like no way.
I guarantee.
You said it on Twitter. People get aggravated. Like, well, I'm shitting on it so much, I can't stand for the idea of it being good.
I guarantee
Yeah,
fucking to
man.
you, they're like if that was an Xbox exclusive, it'd be fucking amazing for some people. Just like if it were a PlayStation, or just like fucking, like if there's just I don't know who fucking cares. Let's just talk about Red Dead Redemption 2. That's just fucking
Yeah.
getting
So
rid
they-
of that rabbit hole.
But you look at it like Rockstar can do a teaser during NBA basketball of a game that comes out a year from now. They can do that.
tweeted a fucking. They got like 1 billion retweets. It was just a red R.
Compared to anybody else.
Rockstar can do no wrong. They have so much gaming equity, it's ridiculous.
Actual companies, Sony and PlayStation, have to have huge press conferences to get people to care about their games. Rockstar tweets a picture of their logo a certain color, and the internet stops.
I'm not gonna lie. Like I was at work and I pulled up Twitter and I saw it. I was like, I gotta go outside.
It's 9:30 in the morning. John's like, I'm going to lunch, guys. I'll be back.
Guys, I got a hot lunch date. I gotta run outside and fucking.
Rockstar could tweet a picture of like baby back rib bones like cleaned off, and people would be like, "What does this mean? What does this mean?"
Well, there are only 3 companies. There are only 3 companies that can do that: Rockstar, Valve, and Bethesda.
Right.
Because if Gabe Newell just got on Twitter and tweeted out a picture of like his parked car, people would say, "Oh, motherfucking Half-Life 3 confirmed."
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say that.
You know, like he could, and he's like, "What the fuck are you talking about? It's just like it's a dent my somebody ding my car." Yeah, but you know what? You posted it at 3 p.m. So fucking Half-Life 3 confirmed. But yeah, no, seriously, those are the only 3 companies that can pull something like that. The only 3.
Or Gabe can take a picture of his breakfast. It's like a container of yogurt.
Your fucking scrambled, your scrambled eggs and bacon kind of look like a 3. So obviously Half-Life 3 confirmed. But yeah, and I mean, yeah, I would agree that Red Dead Redemption 2 will. That thing's going to sell tens of millions of copies. Tens of millions of copies.
It's still going to sell millions of copies. It's going
to
be insane.
When there's going to be a huge online component too. Just like in GTA 5. You're going to have Red Dead Online, and that's I could not give a shit about GTA Online. I will give so many shits about Red Dead Redemption 2 Online.
What's crazy, GTA 5 keeps charting on MPD. I mean, it's insane.
Oh, it's the game that won't fucking die.
Yeah. It blows my mind.
Yeah.
I mean, fucking. Yeah, I mean, it's a phenomenon, you know, and I mean, think about the hype that was built up behind Grand Theft Auto 5, and think about what it's going to be like leading up to Red Dead Redemption 2. It's going to be insane. It's going to be fucking insane. Next year is going to be insane for games revenue. Period.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Period.
Red Dead's going to drive all the game revenue.
I mean, Red Dead. I mean, and think about what's coming out next year that we don't know about.
That's true.
You know, and think about what we do know. I mean, you've got the first major continuation of the Resident Evil series. What, in 5 years? You've got a bunch of brand new IPs. I personally think Days Gone, or I think either Days Gone or God of War 4 comes out next year.
I think so too.
Period. And I think it's probably God of War, and I think it's probably going to be their full tentpole title.
John, you weren't big on Days Gone though, were you? Because I watched the Sony's E3 conference with you guys, and I remember. I liked it. I thought it was cool.
So, Days Gone, like it's a cool concept. I kind of feel like zombies are kind of reaching the end of their interesting lifespan for me. Just because, you know, I mean, they're fucking everywhere.
They are everywhere.
And so having, and you know, like it's small things, like having fired a weapon in real life, I can tell you that's not what a fucking rifle sounds like. Pew 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 pew. I'm like, oh, it's like the worst sounding
sounds
rifle
more like Recore.
It does, yeah. But you know, having said that, I'm intrigued by the concept of the large crowds of infected. I think it's pretty cool. Very, very World War Z-esque.
I was gonna say that,
yeah. Whatever. It's cool. You know, it's an open world game. That's great. I'll be there day one. But I am far, far more interested in what they're doing with God of War because they're completely flipping the script on the way that game is played and the way that game is presented, and actually making Kratos a compelling character with nuance as opposed to I murdered my family and I'm gonna fuck everything that moves. You know. Yeah,
I have a Negro toenail.
Yeah, you know,
Kratos. He's a character that carries a lot of pain with him.
He got a lot of pain on the inside, and he just, you know, I have a theory. Kratos just wants a hug. That's all he's wanted in the entire fucking series. But yeah, I think God of War 4.
He's getting more than hugs though.
They were smart in realizing, like after Ascension, I think they realized it's run its course. He's a character of an era that's gone in gaming, and you have to like reinvent that. You know, you can't come with another one that was like just him angry as well. He might still be angry, but he just couldn't do that whole thing over again.
Oh, and by the way, just letting you guys know, you could fucking lock it in right now. That kid is Thor, and he becomes Odin.
You think so?
I'm with you on that. You
think so? Really?
Think about it. I mean, dude, he shot that kid has red hair. He's in fucking Valhalla, and he shot a lightning arrow. He's Thor.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
I agree on that. I'm not sure that Kratos becomes Odin though.
I can totally see it.
I'm not sold on that part.
But I don't know if you guys caught. Go back and watch a trailer at the very end in the corner. You can see the world serpent if you know anything about Norse mythology.
And the Rainbow Bridge.
Yes. But I guarantee you that kid is Thor.
Oh yeah.
Thor.
Yeah. Yep. And Kratos either dies in this one finally, or he becomes Odin, I think. So. But yeah, because I mean the name is God of War, so I mean, and he is a deity. So
Yeah.
but anyway, yeah. And anyway, guys, I do have to run because I'm trying to finish fucking Yoamari and get my review up. And I'm talking way too much. I'm like hogging the whole fucking podcast. And I don't want to be an asshole. So I'll be back on the regular next week because I'm not going to work 12-hour fucking days anymore. Thanks for putting up with me. And Matt, welcome to SDGC, man. Seriously, we're excited to have you on. And if you're planning on tuning in tomorrow, don't forget that we have Susan Arendt, the executive editor of GamesRadar.com, who is going to be on SDGC tomorrow night. And then next week we have 9Volt, who is a very well-known fellow on Twitter.
Yep.
And we are and I can tell you now, we are currently working to get the director of the Dragon Age series on the show. So
I saw that.
yeah, cross your fingers for that. He actually he's talking to his PR people right now.
Awesome.
So please,
Fantastic.
please keep your fingers crossed for that. But anyway, I'll go ahead and drop now, guys. Take it easy.
John,
brother.
great.
And like I said, I'll be back on the show on the regular next week. Oh, and somebody in chat wanted an impression.
You gotta give an impression before you go.
I haven't done this in a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
No, like, so I guess I could say like, well, you know, I would appreciate it if you tuned in tomorrow night for Susan Arendt, executive editor of GamesRadar.com. We're very excited to have her on. We don't have a lot of females on the show because we're a bunch of fucking nerds who like to play video games. Yes, it's going to be awesome. Anyway, see you guys later.
All right, man. See you later, man. All right, so Sam, we're gonna go to our last topic here, and this is something came out. I think it was last week. Mark Cerny was talking about the PlayStation 4 Pro. He had an interview with Digital Foundry, and he talked about the PlayStation 4 Pro, was it hitting 8 teraflops? And, well, we all know what happened. If you're on Twitter, what happened? some of the reaction. But, Sam, you do a little, refresh my memory exactly what you do again. You do some
I'm an engineering student.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
My specialty is in computer engineering, but I mean, I do programming, electrical, the whole 9 yards. Okay. Buckle in because this is going to be a nerd rant. That's just all there is to it. So, in game development, you have, well, not just in game development, in computing period, you have something called floating point notation. And what that refers to is how many digits of precision a decimal number has. So far, so good? So floating point 32 refers to 32 digits of precision because when you're handling complex algorithms or large amounts of minute information that change radically based off of the 20th percentile or something like that, you need lots of digits to hold that information. And that is what a teraflop really refers to. But it's so many floating point operations. It's so many complex operations that we get computers to do because there's no way it would be realistic for us to do them. All right. Now, with that in mind, evidently, this is part of the new Polaris architecture that AMD has been working with Sony, and I presume that Scorpio is going to have this, but whatever. But we're just talking about the PS4 Pro. Mm-hmm. And it looks like what this new architecture for their GPUs is that it allows them, instead of doing one floating point 32 operation, which is the standard, it allows them to do 2 floating point 16 operations at the same time, thus doubling the amount of the workload, and by default doubling how fast you're going. If it's 2 teraflops before in floating point 32, then it becomes 4 teraflops. Okay, you get what I'm saying. Yeah, it's my job, whatever. The big problem with that is that I'll be honest, I like Mark Cerny, simply because he's an engineer, so he earns points in my book for that. He's a smart guy, he just dominates the room with his intelligence. But I'm kind of pissed at him for bringing this up because he had to know that this was going to stoke a reaction that was unnecessary. All right, I'll be honest. I think he knew what he was doing, and it's kind of annoying. It doesn't really mean anything because games right now need 32 floating point 32 operations. In fact, there's actually a lot of games that are beginning to look at 64 points of precision for complex physics equations. I mean, mostly that's just scientific research right now, modeling weather patterns and so forth. But there's a lot I would like to see, use them, that, game companies are just now remotely beginning to get into that. Floating point 16 is a complete step backwards because doing two operations at the same time doesn't mean you're getting the same thing done. It means you're doing something twice as fast, but that's not the same thing. If you're losing 16 bits of information, you're losing half of whatever your code was trying to do, whatever you were trying to model there. That's a lot of information lost, and adding it to another equal equation doesn't automatically give you that information back. And lost information is lost information. So to people out there saying that this, Scorpio dead, confirmed, this is the secret sauce, no. Knock it off. Just knock it off right now. It's a neat thing that is sort of a gimmick. I'm sure they'll be able to find, some small, ways of implementing it, freeing up a bit of, processing power here, maybe improving the frame rate, by 1 or 2 over there, fixing a bug here. But this really doesn't mean anything. There, rant over.
I gotta be honest with you, Sam. You kind of lost me a little bit.
You could have
Mark
cut it off then.
Cerny's right here on the podcast.
What's that, Eric?
I said Mark Cerny's here on the podcast.
We have our own Mark Cerny. His name is Sam.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I know.
No, but that's
not true.
No,
Mark Tierney has a voice that'll put you to sleep. It's like a lullaby.
For real.
Yeah, he does.
So everything's gonna be okay.
Who does he? Eric, did you say he was that? Who's that painter years ago who was able painting Happy Tree?
Bob Ross.
Yes.
Bob Ross.
Someone said that Mark Cerny speaks like Bob Ross.
Hey, he's got a happy little tree.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
have a happy little console for you. Yeah, that's interesting. Sam. Thank you for sharing that, by the way, man. Because like I said, I'm not a engineer. So a lot of the stuff when I read some of the stuff he's talking about, I was like, okay, I don't know what he's talking about. But people went wild with it, and it's funny to hear it called secret sauce because of the whole Xbox thing years ago.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
but
There's no such thing as secret sauce. Doesn't matter what color brand it comes in.
But that's,
Hardware is hardware.
exactly. That's what I was gonna-
That's when I kind of snapped the other day on Twitter when I was like, shut the fuck up, man. Like, I'm so overhearing about this thing,
Well, that's the
It's
problem.
like-
They always talk about hardware. No one's ever talking about games. It's like, come on, people. Let's talk about
Right.
games.
Look at what developers are doing right now. With Uncharted 4 or Gears of War 4.
Mhm.
I mean, or even The Order. I mean, just looking at how technically it looks, or Bloodborne, or The Witcher 3. I mean,
Or
these
Horizon
consoles.
Zero Dawn.
Or Horizon Zero Dawn, exactly. Thank you. These consoles are nowhere near the end of their lifespan. Okay, I
Right.
mean they have power to go, and that's not because they just got a sudden boost, but over time, working with new code and new algorithms, developers are going to figure out new little nifty tricks to optimize them. That's always been the case.
Right.
Yep. And it's always going to be shown in the exclusive games first because the multi-platforms just kind of have to lowest common denominator that to get to work on everything.
Right. Exactly.
That's a great point. I mean, you look at
the. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say, go ahead, Sam.
Well, I was just going to say, look at The Last of Us. That came out on a PS3 in 2013. If you had told anybody, if you had a time machine or whatever, that was going to, be coming on the PS3 when it first launched or when it was first being shown off after that infamous 2006 conference, people would have laughed their heads off.
Yep.
And for good reason. It's same with Halo 4. Halo 4 came out on the 360, and it looks good. It's held up well. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say, look at like we talked about.
Frustration.
Yeah, we talked about Battlefield 1 earlier. That game looks to me almost night and day from Battlefield 4. I mean, it's a very good looking game. I was impressed, really impressed. And you guys, when you guys start playing the campaign, you'll notice some of the thing how good the game actually looks. But yeah, I mean, I think people get wrapped up in this stuff too, Sam, and people just they hear these things and don't understand a lot of the stuff that goes behind it, and they go nuts. Some people go nuts. Some people champion this as, oh, my console's better than yours, and at the end of the day, it's all about games, people.
Well, a lot of it is also the fact that they've built their entire audience for the Xbox One as the underdog and hating on everything that PlayStation has. And I'm talking about a very specific part of Twitter.
Yep.
And so they can't now turn around and talk about all the good things about Xbox. You notice like all they talk about is how great Xbox is, but if you've ever wasted your time listening to their show, it's 90% talking shit about the competition and no time spent championing how much fun they're having with their own system they're supposed to love so much.
That's
They don't talk about games. They just complain about other people's games.
Man, that's because I really believe they're not gaming.
I don't think they are.
Yeah.
They can't, because either that or it's. I mean, I don't like. I'm not going to go the political route, but there's two sides, and gaming's a lot like that, where you are not allowed apparently to like anything the quote unquote opposition does. You have to spend your whole time tearing them down instead of building yourself up, or just ignoring all that bullshit and playing some fucking games. Like, I don't get the constant digital dick measuring that happens on Twitter on a daily basis. When we're in a period right now where there's literally too many games for me to play, I don't have time to dedicate 5 hours a day retweeting everyone and having 16,000 tweet chains telling someone that they're a fucking pony or an X-tard or any of that. And it blows my mind that their audience grows, because all that does is foster negativity. And they know that. And so they will never have an episode that's positive, because that's not what their audience wants. That's not what they expect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's why
I know,
Go there.
No, you got it.
No, that's what I was saying. Earlier when I was joking around, I was like, oh my God, guys, this is such a breath of fresh air, because we're actually fucking talking about video games.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, yeah, there's so much stuff coming out in terms of software that needs to be the focus. But I don't know.
I mean, people give guys like Colin and Greg a hard time saying that they're fanboys, whatever. But you kind of look at it, they've never. This isn't a defense of them, obviously, but I'm just saying they've never once shied away from the fact that they like the PlayStation ecosystem, but they've never shit on Xbox, as far as I can tell. But at the same time, their shows are usually a celebration of the things that they love, and that's what's so infectious. They're actually talking about the system that they love without shitting on something else. And you think some of these popular, podcasts on YouTube or whatever, if they started doing that, they probably lose a lot of audience starting off. But why not champion, what your favorite console is doing, as opposed to just shitting on something else? Because I don't see where the positive talk is about the thing that you love so much without, downplaying something else.
Yeah. Guys, speaking of video games, I need to get back to Dark Souls 3.
Yeah, boy.
I got to finish Bloodborne, man.
I need to pick that up. I haven't played it.
Yeah.
What?
You're sleeping.
The thing with those.
What'd you say?
What'd you say, buddy?
I say you're sleeping, man.
I am
What are you
sleeping.
doing?
Yeah.
Bloodborne is phenomenal.
It is, man.
It is.
You can
really
probably
is.
find it for like $20 or less too.
I think so. Yeah. The problem is I haven't beat Souls 3 yet. So I can't.
What platform do you have it on?
PlayStation 4.
Dang it! All right, I was gonna offer help, but you're on your own, pony.
I actually asked John if he could help me, and he said he would. So I gotta get on that, and then I can go to Bloodborne. But I'm just seriously, guys, I'm so bad. I just don't have the time to game as much as I used to, and I'm so backlogged. I still have Fallout 4 to finish.
I hear you.
Yeah.
That's why I've
And the
been
reason I
really
haven't jumped back
gravitating
on.
towards indies.
Yeah, because they're
Yeah,
small
yeah.
experiences, knock them out in 6 to 8 hours, and
Yeah.
move on.
Yeah, like we had Greg.
There's a sense of satisfaction you get, a sense of completion, from just sitting down and, over 2, maybe 3 days, and you just do it, and then it's done, and it's a great experience.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely. Yeah, we had Greg Casavin on from Super Giant Games on a couple weeks ago, and I'm still like, I'm still trying to finish Bastion. I need to get back to that.
Bastion is so good.
I know, and then Transistor. I gotta play it. So yeah, it's just like
Transition's awesome too, man.
Yeah,
Yes, it is.
yeah. It looks like we lost Matt. Yeah, I know he
But I gotta get back to Bloodborne. But you know how those games are, man. It's like you can't go in there for 30 minutes or an hour.
No. You get lost in the world.
Yeah, you have to have like a good block of time just to to focus in. So I'm hoping over the holidays, like I'll have some downtime where I can like tell the family, go somewhere, go visit the in-laws.
Yeah.
It's Christmas. You don't need me on Christmas Day, right? I tell my wife.
Yeah, right. I'll tell you, Christmas Day used to be the day
Go
where
ahead and try that and let's do it.
Yeah, exactly. That was the day. I remember I got. I'll never forget. I got Metroid on Christmas Eve. Actually, we opened our gifts on Christmas Eve when I was young, and I got Metroid, and I popped Metroid into my Nintendo, and I was up to like 6 a.m. from like 2 to 6 playing. It was insane, and then I played the rest of the day the next day.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, that's still one of my favorite games. I still do. It's funny. It's like I've played so many games over the course of 30. I would date myself for 30 years. I don't remember every game I've played, but Metroid always sticks out to me because of the ending. After you beat Mother Brain, and that you have to, I guess there's a timer, a countdown, and you have to like jump out from whatever base you're at, or else it explodes or something. I'll never forget like beating Mother Brain because she was a pain in the ass. I felt like it took me forever to finally beat her. And then I'm trying to escape. There's this countdown. My hands are shaky. So, anyhow, that's my old school gaming rant for the evening. But we're gonna go ahead and wrap up. Matt, hey man, thank you for coming on again. It was awesome having you on.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Turns out I like to just talk about video games and shit.
Yeah, that's
games.
yeah, games.
Now, if I can do just a quick shout out. I will not ask your viewers to tune into my show because we generally record concurrently to you on Wednesdays. We live stream on YouTube as well. I will, however, say why don't you follow at NOLAnerdcast on Twitter and Twitch. That way when we play our games and stuff, because we do Let's Plays and reviews every now and then. We don't have a set schedule yet. And then we do content videos because I've been very lucky in New Orleans. 2 of my friends that I went to school with, they grew up and opened their own production company.
Nice.
So they'll come over and record with their crazy expensive cameras and editing equipment and just do videos for us for funsies. So we do everyone loves top 10 lists and stuff like that. So we'll always do themed ones and stuff like that. Throw them up on the YouTube. I don't know. I mean, don't watch our show live because you should be watching this show. But you can tune into our content after the fact or just hit us up on Twitter because it's always me. And I'll be happy to chat.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely. Everyone in the live chat and everyone viewing this podcast live right now. For those who are going to view later, definitely check out Matt and the NOLAnerdcast. So, and Matt, man, we definitely would love to have you back on, man. It's always a pleasure to talk to gamers who enjoy gaming and have a true passion for it. So, thank you again, man. We appreciate it.
Thank you. I was really happy I could make this happen.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So,
because like I said, I paused my own show. I pushed it back till tomorrow just so I could be on here. But if anyone from my show asks, I was at work.
I'll make sure to let them know. No, Matt wasn't on with us. He was at work. I don't know what you're talking about.
That guy, I don't know who the fuck that guy came in using his name, but that was Matt.
Yeah, that was John posing as him.
Yeah, but we have video. Now, video can be doctored.
Exactly.
Trusted.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and then a big thank you to my panel co-host again, Sam. Thank you again, man, and thank you for giving us a little bit of insight into Mark Cerny's comments. And
thanks for tolerating my little nerd outburst.
No, man, it's good stuff, man. It's informative. So, Eric, man, welcome back to the East Coast, man. It's good seeing you again.
Thank you.
And B Money, big thank you as well. Actually,
Thank
Eric,
you so much for taking time out of NBA 2K17 to be here.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, I just saw him sign on Xbox. He might be on right now.
It's about that time.
Yeah. So, real quick, Matt, I don't know if you know, but Eric is with. He's a contributor to Real Gaming Media. They do. They also do some. They do a live podcast as well. Eric, you guys have anything coming up? Any developer roundtables or anything you want to talk about real quick?
No developer roundtables, but we do have the RGM group podcast this Saturday. I believe going live at 7:00 Eastern. I won't be on this week, but yeah, you guys can get over there, check out Bella and the crew. We always have a good time just talking about games. So keep an eye out for her tweets and check rgm.com for unbiased game reviews, unbiased pieces. We got a good team over there. Straight up neutral, man.
Yeah. No,
if I could just say one more thing. That's possible. I mentioned this earlier. I don't know if we had actually gone live yet, but next weekend, the NOLAnerdcast will be joining the National Extra Life charity event on the 5th, and we will be doing a 24-hour live stream charity fundraiser for Children's Hospital, where we will be playing the entire Gears of War anthology, and we have several sponsors from the video game community that have given us dozens of free codes for games ranging from AAA to indie that we will be giving out to people that donate. So when that goes, if you can't donate, if you could retweet, spread the word, signal boost, anything like that, it all just, the more people that watch, the better. It all goes towards Children's Hospital.
Awesome, man. That's definitely. I know that. As soon as you retweet that or tweet that out, I'll retweet that as well, man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, great call. So, B Money, you guys have anything going on? Any special guests coming up on the Inner Circle?
We are working on a few guests, but nothing to announce as of yet. But we will be on live this Friday evening, probably around 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So come check us out at TIC_podcast. We'll be talking about the latest in gaming news. So head over there and check us out.
Yeah, I just did a podcast. I was on Kofi's podcast last Friday, and Fame was on for a little bit.
Yeah, Kofi's a good guy, man, and watched a bunch of his videos and spoke with him a little bit. So he's a good guy, man.
Yeah, he is. He's a passionate gamer, man. Just loves gaming.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, gentlemen, thank you again. And for those in the live chat, thank you for watching us live. Sam, thanks for dropping those Gears codes as well. I appreciate that, man.
No problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
Happy to help the community.
Absolutely, man. Definitely appreciate it. And for those watching, big thank you as well. And remember to catch us next week. We'll be on again next Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, remember to check out our friends Matt at the NOLAnerdcast and check out our sister podcast, the Super Deforms Gamescast, which will be going live next. I was going to say next week, but tomorrow actually at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. They're going to have a special industry guest. I forget who the name John mentioned, but someone from Games Radar is going to be on tomorrow night. So other than that, we're going to go ahead and wrap up the show.
Cool.
Yeah. So everyone, give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't done so. Tell your friends about us.
And also NOLAnerdcast. What?
Where did that come from?
Weird, guys.
Yes, and also NOLAnerdcast. So remember, guys, give us a like, sub, tell your friends about us. We're just a bunch of gamers that love shooting the shit and talking games. So we'll catch you guys next week. See you.
Peace.